Good evening.
Good evening.
We're going to talk about how to confront somebody. So a couple of days ago I mentioned that I wanted to put into a video how to confront somebody. So if somebody, say if Jason really pissed me off, like he did something that I thought was super messed up, but he wouldn't. But number one, start with the facts only. So if you said
this
something
comes back to subjective thinking.
It really does.
Facts only.
Nifty Negativity is Jason's channel, by the way.
I haven't done
and he
that many
speaks
videos
on this subject a little bit. So if Jason said something to me in public that I thought was really offensive, what I would start with in that confrontation was, hey, Jason, you know how when you said this, this, and this? Because Jason, nobody can argue if you start with facts first. You're not starting with opinions. You're not starting with you did blah, 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 or you're this, this, and that. If you say, here's what happened, the other person cannot argue with that. And then, number two, is telling the other person how those facts made you feel. So they're like, hey, when you said this, this, and this, it made me feel very belittled. It made me feel very small and just like insignificant.
That is well pushed by a therapist, by a relationship therapist.
Very
instead of saying, you did this to me, then you say, well, this is the way that this particular thing made me feel.
Exactly.
And the same goes around. Well, I'm sorry that it made you feel that way.
Right.
Yeah,
and the third step is after you've expressed how the facts that you mentioned first made you feel, number two. Number three is you ask the other person. So Jason, you know, when you said that, it made me feel really bad. How do you feel about it? Because
like I should buy you flowers.
Allergies are messing with me really bad.
You're gonna do that cut scene.
Yeah, probably. So after that, it establishes a place of safety where the other person does not feel like, well, it doesn't. Did you feel attacked when did you feel like I was like doing shame on you and you did this and putting blame on you?
Well,
no.
Of course.
Well, not really.
Always.
Don't listen to him. It's when you start with something that neither party can argue with, and when you tell the second party how those actions made you feel, and then you ask the other party their opinions on those facts, how that made them feel. Number one, it removes the fear of them being judged, or at least reduces it. I mean, there still might be a little bit of fear there, but number two.
Hold on. Let me put it this way. So there's several different types of confrontations, right? The one that he's talking about is emotional confrontation.
You're right.
What I have a particular, I guess, knack in is interpersonal confrontation, where somebody wants to injure me because they think that
that's physical confrontation.
Physical confrontation, where they think that I've said or done something to them to require or elicit some sort of physical reaction from them. So there's a lot of speak in my field about verbal judo.
Verbal judo.
Yeah, so you want to talk them out of getting their ass whipped is basically what you're doing. So, you know, rather than get into physical confrontation with them, you really have to try and talk them down before that happens. You know, so if I was to come up to Taylor and tell him that he was doing something wrong, in my particular field, it's actually because they're doing something wrong. It's not because I feel that they're doing something wrong, it's fact-based. It's the fact of, are you doing this? Yes. Therefore,
Are you talking about something that's against the law?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So, we're not going to give too much of that away, but
that's fine. Yeah.
But, you know, it's you're either doing something or you're not doing something. So that kind of ties in with his, you know, fact-based reasoning. If you're doing something wrong and I have to call you on it, there's consequences that follow that. Whether that be some sort of ticket or an arrest, whatever. But we're not going to get into that. But some sort of consequence for the action, right? But there has to be facts to back it up, because if I end up going to court and they said, why did you do this to them? Because they did such and such.
You have
irrefutable evidence
right.
that says that they created this issue, they did it to themselves, and that I was there to remedy said situation on, the behalf of the state of Texas, or, whatever. I'm just saying, there are two different types, at least in this particular conversation, there are two different types. There's the emotional, which is if you're, say, talking to your girlfriend,
or coworker, or even your boss,
and you call them on something shitty that they did, rather than mine, which is, you have to talk somebody out of getting into a physical confrontation with you because, let's be real on this. I'm 6'5", 300 pounds.
It's a big guy.
I'm a big guy. I've got the skills I've been trained. You,
I have a very
on the other hand,
skills.
yeah, I have a very particular set of skills. But you, on the other hand, who I'm confronting, not you personally, but
you meaning anybody.
You meaning anybody who I'm confronting about something you've done wrong. Well, a lot of times turn around and get lippy with them, and they'll start mouthing off, and so I have to talk them out of what their body language is telling me, which is an immediate threat to my person. That's a different type of confrontation. That's a different situation. So then at that point, I'm reading somebody. I'm trying to see their hand movements. I'm watching their breathing. I'm watching their, the veins, whether they're pulsing in their neck. I mean, there's so many. We could do an entire video on that. But with his, it's more of emotional fact-based stuff. So
let me end with the emotional part of it. If you're following the facts first, your feelings second, and then their feelings on it third, then especially picture if you were being confronted with somebody who had a problem with what you said or what you did. If they followed those 3 steps, and then when they ask you how you feel about it, it shows you they're demonstrating that they consider your feelings on the matter to be valid. They're not.
It's getting all
to be valid.
It's getting all in the shot.
You can see that the person who's presenting you with this problem or this confrontation is not belittling you or making you or trying to make their issues more important than yours. They're saying, how do you feel about it?
So
and with that in place, it's way easier to resolve confrontation in general.
Very. And that also translates over into my field as well.
Huh? My arm's getting so tired. Like it's burning right now.
So you're shaking so bad. So I mean, his stuff translates over into my stuff, right? His.
Hey, Jason. Hey. Make yourself useful.
Okay, we gotta end this. We gotta go. But stay beaming.